You're on bond for 2 assaults.
Right off the bat, the judge is pointing out this defendant was already out on bond for TWO assaults. And now boom, another case? That's like juggling fire while standing in gasoline. Not smart.
And now you've picked up a new case.
Can I explain myself?
We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Notice how. The witness immediately points at the defendant as the shooter. But here's the twist. No weapon was found. Question for you. Do you think that's enough evidence to hold someone? Drop your thoughts below.
October 15th, 2024, officers were assisting with a stranded motorist disabled in Harris County, Texas, when a witness ran up to the officer and stated that he had been shot at. Witness fell on the ground and the officers observed defendant running across the street. Witness pointed out the defendant and stated defendant was the one who shot him.
What?
Shot at him.
He's charged with an evading arrest and an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon?
Sure, Judge. I can look further into the offense report.
The judge brings up Shot Spotter. That's real tech used in many cities. It detects gunfire and pinpoints the location. If it's available here, it could make or break this case. Legal CSI moment right there.
Your Honor, on this case, initially, yes, that's what the complainant said, but upon further investigation, the officer could not locate the weapon. And also, he was unsure of whether, based on the officer's report, whether the defendant was the one who shot based on location of the complainant, as well as the fact that he couldn't observe the weapon upon retracing the steps of the defendant.
Don't we have shot spotters out there now anyways? What, I mean, you know, it would be interesting to see where this location is, see if there's an actual shot spotter out there. If
that's not running, that's a full-on marathon. Imagine trying to explain to a judge why you sprinted away for miles if you weren't guilty. Yeah, that excuse doesn't run very far.
there is, let's pull the records. You know, it's not rocket science, okay?
So the defendant then began running in the officer's direction. Officers marked patrol vehicle was blocking the lanes with lights activated. Officer yelled at D to stop.
I'm the defendant.
You are the defendant.
Yelled at the defendant to stop and identified himself as police. Defendant turned around and began to run away from the officer. Officer gave chase and yelled again to the defendant, IDing himself and asking for the defendant to stop, which the defendant refused, looking back and continued running. Approximate length of chase was 0.6 miles.
Okay. Mr. Richardson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your evading arrest. You have been given multiple bonds. I asked you to do one thing while you were on bond for both of those assault cases. Do you remember?
Stay clean.
And stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble. I was shot at.
And now you picked up a new case. I'm revoking your bond. He goes with you.
This case just got even more emotional. A child in the back seat during an assault. That raises the stakes dramatically. Courts take family violence very seriously, especially with kids as witnesses. What do you think the judge should do here, second chance or zero tolerance?
Revoking my bond?
Mm-hmm.
I was shot.
We're going to look further into the facts.
Please. Are you DeJuan Fairley? Mr. Fairley, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Any witness and the defendant are dating and they have a child. On October 14th, 2024, the complaining witness was driving while the defendant was a passenger and their son was in the rear seat. Defendant began questioning complaining witness because he thought she was cheating, which prompted an argument. Defendant began putting his hands in complaining witness's face, impairing complainant's ability to see the road. Complainant brought the vehicle to an immediate stop. Defendant then began grabbing her left shoulder. While defendant was grabbing her shoulder, complaining witness turned and bit defendant on his hand in an attempt to get defendant to release her. Defendant then punched complainant with a closed fist in the face, causing pain.
right, Mr. Fairley, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do we know whether she wants to have contact with them?
I believe she does want contact, Judge. It looks like someone from DVD did the rip.
How do you have that belief?
Someone from our domestic
Zach?
violence division called her, and she said she doesn't want to move forward. So she does want contact with the defendant.
Any other priors that you see?
No criminal history, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Fairley, I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any threatening or harassing contact with this witness. If I find that you do, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Sir.
So I don't know what kind of relationship you have with this person, but if you're someone who's constantly going to fight with this person, be careful. Because remember, it's not what you think as far as threatening or harassing, it's how she perceives. So can conduct in and of itself violate this order? It absolutely can. If I go like this, is that threatening or harassing? It is. And it can land you in jail in a moment's notice. Do you understand?
Sir.
We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will have you come up here. The other thing you need to understand is there's a protective order that is in place. I would get to know it because if you violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. And then it gets ugly really quick. You understand? I will have you come up here. Well, we're going to have you sign a court order for you not to have any threatening or harassing contact. I'm also prohibiting you from having any weapons as well. No guns, knife, nothing. I'll have you sign a receipt and we'll get you out of here to hire a lawyer. All right? Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Otherwise, I'll issue a warrant. Please. Is it DeTwain Johnson? DeTwain. Mr. Johnson, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you soon.
On October 16th, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas on a silver Buick bearing a Texas temp tag with no return to a motor vehicle, no light, and I'm not sure what that means. But he had a temp tag that did not return to a vehicle and no lights in the back. So the defendant exited from the driver's side of the motor vehicle, leaving the vehicle on and walked towards the patrol motor vehicle quickly. Defendant attempted to walk back towards the driver's side to turn off the motor vehicle. Officers stopped defendant before he opened the door. Defendant stated the firearm was inside the vehicle. Officers opened the driver's side door and observed a Glock in plain view, unholstered, and in the driver's side door panel.
Find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
No, sir. I have an ID, a state ID.
You're not allowed to drive. I'm making that a condition of your bond, and you will be signing an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. If you get a Texas driver license and liability insurance, I will let you drive. But until that point, if I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I had insurance on my car though. They didn't.
Don't have a license. You need a license, a Texas driver's license.
Oh, yes, sir.
Until you have a license, you can't drive. I'm glad that you have insurance because that's really one of the most important parts. Because if you get into an accident and create $50,000 in damage, if you don't have insurance, they're going to come after you and make you pay the 50 grand.
Yes, sir.
Have insurance, and if you get into an accident, they'll even give you a lawyer to represent you. But you still need a license. If you get a license, come back and show me, and then I'll take this off. But until that point, don't. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive, not be in possession of any weapons, and after that, we'll let you go. What do you do for a living?
I work for landscaping and mulching.
And how much money do you make a month?
Oh, my father. Work for like 2,500. It'd be like 2,500.
A month?
It's not that much, you know. This was
2,500 is not bad. I mean, who do you live with? Where? Do you live by yourself in the apartment or who with?
Just me.
Do you have any children?
Yes, sir. I have a daughter.
Where's the kid now? Do you provide support for the child? I'll have you fill out an application. I'll take a look at it to see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you, what kind of car you have, how much money you have in the bank.
I don't have a bank account, dude.
Telling you, don't put all zeros, because if you do that, I'm gonna send it right back to you. I need to know everything about you, monetary, financial, everything. Do you understand? All right, we'll have you come up here, swear to this, and then they'll give you an application, fill it out, and I'll take a look, okay?
Judge, we also have a Spanish arraignment.
Hi, caramba, la bamba. Come on, man.
Page 10, Gutierrez.
Come on, Luis. Okay, yeah. Said page what, 10?
10.
Israel Gutierrez.
Yes.
Mr. Gutierrez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
On October 15th, 2024, officers observed defendant's motor vehicle exit a parking lot and drive into the main roadway very suddenly with rapid acceleration. Officers saw that the vehicle had a defective license plate light and expired registration. After officers stopped the vehicle and made contact with the defendant, officers observed the defendant to be wearing no shirt, had unbuttoned pants on, a strong odor of alcohol in his breath, and glassy eyes. Defendant was leaning on his car for support when asked to step out. Defendant admitted to drinking. SFSTs were conducted. 6 out of 6 HGN, 4 out of 8 walk and turn, and 2 out of 4 one-leg stand. DICs were read, but breath was refused, and a blood warrant was signed and executed.
Any prejudice?
No, Judge.
Mr. Gutierrez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward to the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? Are you a United States citizen? Are you in this country with or without permission? You're a citizen?
Yes.
Do you have liability insurance in your name? Okay, as long as you have both, you can continue to drive. I am ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or drugs, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? Can you run his license, Morgan, please? We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you go to Victoria real quick, sign a reset. You'll get with pre-trial for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. When you come back, please have a lawyer. And I'm going to tell you this now, that don't take your time waiting for a lawyer, because you're only hurting yourself. There's a lot of timing requirements with the DBI, and it could really hurt you if you just sit there and wait. Okay?
That's okay.
Please. Okay. Great.
Right this way.
Okay, Robert, let's go.
Coach, ready, coach? COJ. Sí, señor, no, señor.
Are you Coach Tambariz Franklin Abraham?
Yes, sir.
Charged with driving while intoxicated, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you have served. You need to understand, after today, this DWI will go on your record. If you were ever pulled over, an officer will see a prior DWI. If you smell like alcohol or dope, they're going to arrest you, put you in jail. What we're doing today, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. So if you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail for that kind of time, I can all but guarantee an immigration detainment. So if I were you, I would never get in a car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen or a possible immigration consequence, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you cannot change this. It will go on your record and you can never take it off. Is this what you want to do?
Yes.
Is it true or untrue that you had a .15 or above?
Yes.
Okay, so true to the enhancement. All right, sir. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 2 days that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive. Your license is now suspended. Do you understand? If you drive, you're going to be right back over here, and it's not going to go well for you. All right.
Judge,
Good luck.
he makes between $500 and $600 a week, supports an elderly mother. He doesn't have much money. Can you waive the state traffic fine, Judge, on that? He doesn't have any savings, no bonds, no stocks.
I want you to understand something, Mr. Cloverstumbries, that your lawyer is asking me to waive the fines and fees for you. Do that as a courtesy. Now, I'm now taking away around $500 to about $4,000 in fines and fees. It will not happen again. You come back here with DWI, it's going to be at least $6,000 to $7,000 that you will be responsible for. So, out there, back here with another DWI, it's really going to go sideways for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much, Judge. Thanks.
It's okay. Ricardo, what do you got real quick?
Judge, if I can approach real fast. Oh,
Just,
Demolition derby. Racing charges aren't. Just about speeding there, about endangering lives. And if you've got priors like this guy, judges don't play around. That's when they pull driving privileges fast.
okay, what's the name?
Freddie Ruiz, Judge?
Freddie Ruiz.
Yes.
So Ruiz, you're charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 15th, 2024, officers observed two motor vehicles traveling at a high rate of speed on the 3100 block of Blalock Road in Harris County, Texas. Officers observed both motor vehicles line up at a red light and both motor vehicles traveling at a high rate of speed side by side. Officers caught up with motor vehicles and initiated traffic stop. Officer made contact with the defendant. Defendant stated he was going home from work. The other driver swerved into his lane like he was attempting to strike the defendant's vehicle.
What?
And then the defendant decided to do the same thing to the other vehicle.
So they're like demolition derby?
That's kind of what it sounds like, Judge. And they both started traveling at a high rate of speed after that.
What does a high rate of speed mean?
¿Qué significa velocidad excesiva?
I'm gonna check the offense report and see if we have the exact speed.
And he makes an admission that they're racing?
He makes the admission that he was doing the same thing to the other vehicle that the other vehicle did to him, where the other vehicle was attempting to hit him.
And do we have a co-defendant as well?
I don't see one listed, Judge.
Stephen, I'm gonna bring him in 5 minutes.
that's fine. I just wanted to go check on they're still okay.
Percolating, no.
It doesn't look like the officer provided the exact speed that they got to in the offense report or in the DIMS. He just says high rate.
Velocidad alta.
Racing again? Other than the demolition derby?
So the officer observed them driving together, and then I believe he pulled the defendant over, and then had to call in a Spanish-speaking unit. And then so the defendant stated that he was traveling home from work. and just that the defendant swerved into his lane trying to strike his vehicle, or sorry, not the defendant, the other driver swerved into his lane trying to strike his vehicle, and then the defendant decided to do the same thing.
I get it, and it could be a deadly conduct, but where's the racing? Read it again. I mean, maybe I missed it, but.
No lo escuché.
So, yeah, the officers observed them traveling at a high rate of speed. Again, we don't know what speed. He watched them both line up at a red light and then going side by side at a high rate of speed. And that's what the officer.
See it like in a competitive manner,
right?
Then that's racing.
So that's what the officer observed, and then once he pulled the defendant over, that's where the officer learned that the other driver, according to the defendant, had tried to hit the defendant, and the defendant tried to hit him back.
They're at a red light. They both take off at the same time at a high rate of speed.
Right, and the officer pulls over the defendant's car.
All right, Mr. Ruiz, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. This is the second time that we have an incident like this with you, so I am taking away your privilege to drive. You are not allowed to drive at all, and you will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me that you're not going to drive. If I find that you do, I will have a contempt of court hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand? Do not drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You will be facing a lot of time in jail if you do. Heed my warning, because every time you come back, I'm going to pull your record to see if you're driving or not. You have a lawyer. They will take care of you. I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with them, and they will tell you when you have to come back to court. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You pick up a new case or start acting a fool in the free world, we will not give you any more PR bonds. Do you understand, Mr. Ruiz? Okay, all right.
Just quickly, this is the second time he's been.
He has a prior evading arrest in a motor vehicle, and now we have a racing case. I don't want him in a car. That's it.
Understand, Judge.
That way.
Can you sign the bond conditions?
Yeah, Ricardo. Ms. Hernandez,
Yes, Hernandez. How are you?
you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Please don't say anything.
On August 18th, 2023, the defendant issued a check for $1,577 as a payment for vehicle registration. The bank returned the check saying that there were insufficient funds. Complaining witnesses provided a copy of the demand letter sent to the defendant, no response.
Got it. All right, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. You need a lawyer to represent you in this case. This is a theft by check, and it can have dire consequences on your, going forward. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm not going to put any conditions on your bond. Just be careful. Don't pick up any new cases. We'll just have you sign a reset and we'll get you out of here. When you come back, please have a lawyer. Okay? Please.
Hola, caballero, buenos días. Pase aquí, por favor. Son declaraciones, ¿cierto? Hágase aquí, hermanito. Venga, hermanito, buenos días. Párese aquí en el centro. Solamente miren los jueces. Solamente mire el juez, perdón, y le contestan nada más en español, señores. ¿Cuál es su apellido? Martínez. ¿Martínez? ¿Y el tuyo? Gutiérrez. Gutiérrez.
And who's the other guy?
Para adelante.
Where's Martinez?
I will. Martínez.
I don't see it.
Neither. Okay. Be glad. Is it under Martinez? Okay. Well, you can always call me for help. Professional, very. No.
All right, gentlemen, good morning.
Yes.
Both of you guys are charged with criminal offenses. Both of you guys have worked out agreements to take care of your cases today. I want you to understand both of you guys will now end up with convictions on your record. If you ever come into contact with police again and you have the smell of alcohol, you have the smell of dope, and they come into contact with you, they're going to look at your record. If you're in a car driving, they're going to see your intoxication case, and things will probably not go well. Both of you need to understand that from now on, each of you are now facing at least 30 days in jail. This is a theft.
Es correcto, en el caso de
You're now charged, you're charged with theft. Didn't want to do anything else.
No quería hacer nada más en este caso. No sé.
Understand that this theft is going to go on your record. It's an enhanceable offense. If you continue to pick up theft cases, they can charge you with a felony offense. And then you were looking at days instead of years. Do you understand? You are charged with boating while intoxicated. You ever get into a car, get pulled over, smell like alcohol, you will now be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail from now on. Both of you, if you do any kind of substantial time in jail and you're not here with permission in this country, you're going to get an ICE detainer. So don't act like a fool when you're out there so that this doesn't happen. It's not hard.
No es algo difícil.
You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this.
Puedes cambiar eso.
Is this what you guys want to
Eso es
do?
lo que ustedes desean hacer. Sí, tiene que hablar.
While
Sí,
intoxicated.
en su caso de embarcación o estar en una embarcación mientras intoxicado, ¿cómo se declara? Por favor. Guilty.
I will find you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive.
Maneje.
Otherwise, you will be right back in here, and it's not going to go well.
Va a ir bien, señor.
Do you understand?
Yo, señor. Yes.
You're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail. You've worked out an agreement, 3 days in jail. Credit for the 6 that you've done. Is this how you understand it?
6 que ya cumplió. ¿Eso es lo que usted desea hacer, señor?
How do you plead to this offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Culpable. Guilty.
Is this from a Walmart?
Esto es un caso de Home Depot. De Home Depot.
Picture now resides in Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Anytime you walk into a Home Depot, your picture sits on a wall with everybody else who's been convicted of this offense. So just know, the minute you walk into a Home Depot, if they see you, they're going to call the cops. Do you understand? All right. I will find both of you guys guilty, send it to you the agreement. Good luck to both.
Thank you.
So what does he do for a living?
Agustín, ¿qué estuvo trabajar?
What do you do for a living?
¿A qué se dedica usted?
Roofing.
How much money do you make a month? Be honest, because you're talking to me in court.
Around 5,000.
You will be required to pay the fines and fees for the surcharges, sir. So if you don't pay it, you will go to jail. I will give you at least 2 years to pay this, so it'll cost you around 100, 120 bucks a month. But understand, you now will owe quite a bit of money. If you fail to pay it, every $100 you owe, you will sit 1 day in jail.
Pasar un día en la cárcel de nuevo, señor. Yo sé. Pase aquí de izquierda, por favor.
Normal fee.
So 3,000?
Yeah, with the